Welcome back, attractive and well-educated watchers, to a brand new episode of The Frontier. A solo episode in the background to get people exposited on the latest scratch that goes through in the 3-month elongated rest that happens between the next session and the last session. So, yeah, you're excited to see what happens today? Like, subscribe, comment, all that good stuff. Do the things. You know how it goes. Caldyn, feel free to say hello.
Hello. I'm the Blade Singer, and I am riding a horse to Journey's End.
You're riding a quasi-real horse-like phantom entity, that's for sure.
Yeah. Quasi-real horse-like creature.
We've had many debates on what this thing looks like, so we'll show those later or throughout. But yeah, he's riding his phantom steed along. He's going back to Journey's End. Back to Journey's End to do some trading so that he can make ends meet and pay his people in money. So, yeah. We've, to start it, we've got a little bit of block text going on here. It's going to be mostly an RP thing because this episode's all about exposition. It's telling all the viewers and everybody else what happened. So, without further ado, here we go. You find yourself, near the end of the elongated rest, making a trade journey back to Journey's End, a long trip of 600 miles back and forth that you are only able to make useful thanks to the benefit of magic and special items. Still, the journey is largely quiet and peaceful, and you are able to enjoy the surroundings quite a bit thanks to your relative speed. However, 2 days into the journey, you find something that was not there before. About 100 miles to the southwest of Journey's End, a community greets you on your travels, protected, if you can call it that, by a shoddy, loosely built stone wall about 5 feet tall. Beyond the wall is a budding community of thousands. Each and every one of these thousands is a dwarf of mountain home, many faces you notice from the resistance that Torner and Picklebeard led in the great city, those that stayed months ago in Crypt Canyon for but only a couple of weeks. They are hungry but productive, having done well for themselves to settle this hilly territory with some babbling creeks flowing through the area and a verdant forest all around, as is so common in the West. The fields, you can already tell, are inadequate, but the people seem to live off of berries and forage for now, while their crops try to grow and ripen in the cooler season. While they are certainly wary of outsiders, you are still welcome at the gate in the language of Mountain Home, which you don't know, but they also don't know your language, so you're both at least cordial to each other in a strange, stunted fashion. Regardless, you are let into the community, a bustling place just propping itself up. The worry of the fields is abated as you see that they are working hard to prop up an agrarian infrastructure that is sure to put down roots quickly once it is complete, a system of foraging stations that seem to be pulling this community through the hard times, a functional brewery, and a few schools dotted throughout the community where the children are starting to gather up for the day's lessons. All the good things a good dwarven community needs to grow, pathetic wall notwithstanding. You are free to go about the community as you so please. There does not appear to be any royal district or anything like that.
So you described them as hungry.
Yeah, they're a little thin.
Well, Caldyn is guaranteed to be carrying around 500 pounds of cheese.
500 pounds of cheese is nice. Where's Caldyn gonna set up?
Is there, like, a town center?
There is a town center.
Alright, would it, like, a sort of open-air market district kind of thing?
2 seconds, we need to open up our, document here that we so stupidly closed down. One moment. The school, the biggest school in town, is the town center. Or at least the big area, the big area next to it is.
Would there be a spot that come and have lots of foot traffic?
Yeah, right in there off of the edge, opposite the school.
We're gonna set up.
Oh, yeah, sorry. You're gonna set up?
How much did the farm cheese cost?
Let's look at the numbers.
I think it was...
Goods price guide.
I think it was a silver per half
One
pound.
silver per half pound.
Alright, so that's gonna be 2 silver. What do I want? You know what? Whenever somebody comes by, and not... Oh, these are gonna be in like... Oh, these are gonna be in like 10-pound wheels.
They would be in big-ass wheels, yes, absolutely.
Okay, I just need to do some math. How much... so that's gonna be 2 silver per pound. So 20 silver. So, whenever somebody comes by, Caldyn's gonna have 2 gold coins in hand, and try and gesture that 2 gold coins for 1 cheese wheel.
Roll a charisma with disadvantage.
Can I?
Oh, okay. Oh,
Can I do performance?
Is that a thing you have?
It is!
Oh
But
my
it's
god.
the performance proficiency, and this is going to be the first time I actually get to use it.
We'll allow it. We'll allow
disadvantage?
it. At disadvantage, you are still catering to people who don't know what you're trying to say to them. But yes, yes.
Oof.
Sorry, they
Damn.
well, they find you mildly entertaining, but you're on. From the seam of it, they seem to think that you're some kind of traveling cheese act.
Well...
Wondering if you do special things with cheese, or...
No, unfortunately I don't.
Oh, that's funny. we're gonna do a thing. You get some interested looking parties looking at your cheese. Yeah, they don't have gold, but they'll give you other stuff. Some of them are offering you like bronze and copper art implements and stuff like that. Some fancy things. A guy offers you a necklace.
What?
For a wheel of cheese.
What's the necklace?
Rolling what's the...
There's no appraise.
Yeah, no, there's no appraise in this. Roll,
Flat intelligence?
Investigation.
Ooh.
You're
better.
You're looking closely at this thing and trying to ascertain its value.
Fair enough.
This guy's necklace could probably go for 2, maybe 3 gold, something like that.
All right.
Probably get that.
I'll trade the necklace for the 10 pounds of cheese.
Yeah. Add a 3 gold piece necklace to your thing.
I'm actually gonna do that in my loadout.
Do it.
Where I have all of the cheese and shit.
Alright, fair.
Cheese, so minus 10 plus 3 GP necklace.
How many wheels of cheese do you have? In your thingy?
So let's see, if I'm bringing one bag of holding full of cheese, it's about 50 wheels of cheese.
50 wheels of cheese?
Yeah, because it's 10 pounds per wheel. Because the cheese presses can make them in 10-pound things.
Okay. So,
I'm getting that from Oleg. Oleg, or Isep's telling me that part. So, 10 pounds per wheel. I'm gonna bring full wheels, so 50 full wheels.
Alright, we're gonna...
And that's assuming I'm only bringing one bag. I have
you sell
bags that I could fill.
You sell 15 wheels of cheese thereafter for trinkets and baubles approximating their general value.
All right, cool.
Yeah, you sold some cheese.
Minus 150 pounds of that, and how much would the total be?
You sell them for two gold piece, or 2 gold piece. Oh.
Cool.
Yep. People are amenable to your cheese. Seem to like it. This cheese enterprise might have something. Might be something there for you, man. Just, yeah. But before long, you find that they're, kind of busy, and there isn't really a market set up per se. People seem to like your cheese. They seem to like the idea of a trader coming into their town. They've seen you before, of course, because you were in Crypt Canyon when they stopped through. So I like this. This is cool.
Well,
you're presumably welcome back.
I stumbled across a hungry town, and I have sold food, not at a expensive cost.
Right.
Not
many people were able to afford the cheese, but still happy to have it.
I have at the very least done a good deed.
Right. Commerce and all. All right. So presumably you are not going to skulk around the community. You could skulk around the community if you want. You can look around, ask any questions you like while you're there.
I suppose I'll look around.
What kind of things are you looking for?
What? Do they have any sort of shop set up yet, or no?
No, they don't have any market or anything like that. Their big thing that they have is they have a wall, if you can call it that. It's a loose, shoddy wall about 5 feet tall.
A wall is a wall.
Lay down, baby. Lay down. Sorry. The dog's being extremely needy. They have a really nice granary and farm infrastructure that's being set up. They have a decent brewery complex where they seem to be making some chicha. They have a system of gathering and hunting huts and stations. And they have some...
Huts and stations?
Huts and stations.
Oh.
And they have some schools around, which is rare. You're not... Caldyn isn't really used to seeing communities that have compulsory education. At least not in that there are community public schools and things like that.
Interesting.
Yeah, that's very rare at this point in history. You certainly don't see anything like it in the status conscious societies like the Eastern Seas Empire or stuff like that. So yeah, that's what they got. Other than that, it's everybody's kind of living in either at work or in tents. Yep. Any questions about any of those?
No, not really.
All right. So you move on. Let's get our little Caldyn's trade journey. Excellent. So it takes you another day to get there, with your magical horse and everything. We have a little bit of block text. This one will probably get it. Huh? Your quasi-real horse-like entity. Oh, because we're on that. We're definitely where is it? The relevant pictures.
Oh,
that's the thing.
Yeah, it's relevant pictures.
It's in relevant pictures, right? Oh, we aren't seeing it. We aren't seeing it. No, is it in generic bullshit? It's gotta be in generic trash. It's gotta be. It's gotta be in generic trash.
It's under Triani's whole Egypt thing and a lot of my memes.
Yeah, it's too far.
Yeah.
All right. Well, That's a crying shame, but alright. Yeah, no, so long story short, guys, there are a bunch of really weird things. And some AI trouble, too.
Yeah, I put quasi-real horse-like creature into an AI image generator. There is some fun.
Lay down, baby. Lay down, moon girl. One moment. Lay down. All the way. There you go. Alright. Sorry about that. So we have a little bit of block text. The settlement of Journey's End has changed since you last saw it months ago. Not only have the forests been peeled back almost a mile from the settlement in all directions, with stumps removed and all, but the fields and pastures have been expanded for more pigs and sheep to graze. While still objectively poor and no larger than Chicheshalalalco in your own Crypt Canyon, the community has endured the last several months particularly well. Particularly shocking, however, is the addition of ogres into their population, though only a couple dozen. However, seeing great and powerful ogre chargers and berserkers hewing down trees at the edge of the community territory working alongside everyone else is still unusual, and as you pass, you notice some of the adolescents fumbling with axes spot you and cower, though the adults all seem to merely ignore you as best as they can and go back to work. At the very least, they seem to be enjoying themselves in their wanton destruction of the environment, cheering loudly every time they knock over a tree. The market, for once, is full of people bustling about, notably around a vegetable stand with a young man behind it, peddling good, fresh-looking vegetables and a few bottles of what must be alcoholic something or other. On the left side of his chest, he has a blue circle of cloth, and on his face, a smile as he tells people prices. A sign over the stand reads, Barag's Produce and Creamery. While people recognize you, of course, it's been months since they last saw you and simply greet you warmly.
Okay.
Since you did read his journal, we'll remind you that Barag is the blue Oni. The blue ogre.
See, I forgot that.
Yeah, no, Caldyn would remember that you had his freaking journal. You read it. You know Barag is the blue ogre. Which logically means that these are his ogres.
Well, I kind of figured they were the ogres that we encountered from their reaction to me.
Yeah.
How do I want to do this?
How do you want to do this? That is the question.
I kind of want to just set up right next to him and start selling cheese.
He doesn't admittedly have cheese at the booth, to be fair, so you wouldn't be directly competing with him or anything. Sure, do it. Yeah, we'd do it if we were you.
We're gonna do that.
All right. Are you wanting to roll a performance here? Because you could do that. That's cool. It's probably your best.
It probably would be.
Probably your best method, yeah.
It's also probably gonna have the worst failures, though.
Well, you're not at a disadvantage this time, because you share a language and everything. Oh, yes.
Watch this be the natural one.
Performance 8.
Not quite.
They like your cheese. You can sell the rest of your stocks just fine.
Not for the cheap price?
No. You can sell the rest of your stocks just fine. Normal price.
Alright.
No problemo, buddy. You're good. You ain't getting nothing special for it or anything. Nobody's like, oh my god, I have to have that cheese for any price. Like, if you would have done a really good performance. But, it's cheese. Like, they'll eat it.
It's food. It's not like it's useless.
Yeah, no.
Alright.
A little community of 500 people on the edge of nowhere or whatever is always interested in a little bit more food. So yeah, you empty your stocks of cheese, no problem. They could probably. Oh no, actually no. Yeah, you empty your stocks of cheese, no problem.
Yep. All right.
The boy and the thing next to you, he ends up actually doing really, really good business. People who come to see your performance not only buy cheese from you, but they actually move very quickly over and buy from the kid too. And he's liking it. Business is good between the two of you. He's giving you a thumbs up or whatever. After the day ends, it's getting a little dark, because it's later in the season. The boy comes up to you and hands you 2 silver pieces, and he says, "Thanks a bunch for the great business, sir. You came here a couple of months ago, right?"
Yeah, I did.
Wow.
Thank you. Thanks for the silver, but you keep it.
Oh, are you sure?
Yeah.
Oh, thank you, sir. Thank you. I get a small part of everything I sell. What's been going on? Where did you guys go? It looks like you've been doing okay if you're back and the rest aren't with you. Oh, or did they die? I'm so sorry, sir.
We're fine. I'm just the one that can make the run quick enough.
Oh, well that's good. So you came back to sell some cheese in Journey's End.
Yeah.
Oh, I'm sure you know about the new Lord then, right?
New Lord?
Oh yeah, the new Lord. He's a big guy, a big ogre guy, I guess. He killed the old Lord, but he seems nice otherwise. I work for him.
Barag?
Barag, yeah.
Could you take me to him?
I mean, I guess. And so, the boy brings you back to the old Lord's manor on the other side of the stream. The Lord's manor has all the same guards, all the same people. As you walk over it, however, you see that it has quite an extended garden that wasn't there last time. And the boy leads you through the garden. He says, "Normally he's in the garden, sir. So he's probably there now, tending to his vegetables. They bring him a lot of money, and he seems to really like the harvests out here." As you walk closer, in the distance, you indeed see Barag, the blue ogre that you fought before, who killed Starwing briefly.
Yeah.
And he is on his knees with a bunch of other people gardening. He hasn't noticed you yet.
I'm gonna walk up to him.
The boy says, "My lord, you have a guest." And Barag turns and... one moment. And goes, Oh God! What are you doing here? And stands quickly.
I came to sell some cheese. What are you doing here?
I live here. I'm the lord of this manor now. And of this town.
I read your journal.
Well, that's rude. But I suppose I did leave it behind. How's the valley?
It's prospering.
It looked very prosperous. It was a time I wish my people were settling there. Now I never want to see it again. Cheese, you say?
Yeah. I heard goats.
Yes, I recall. I am, of course, terribly sorry about what went down several months ago. My people, you see, are terribly stupid, and my intentions were not to cause trouble in the community.
I read your intentions.
I'm sure you did.
Might I recommend that you go yourself next time you want to make peace?
That's what I did here.
The boy said that you killed the old lord.
irreconcilable differences upon our meeting, I suppose. There was simply nothing to be done.
Now that's interesting.
I am afraid the further into the interior I go, the less amenable people are to my kind. The nature of being an ogre, I imagine.
Yeah, I imagine that.
So, I imagine you want something specific from the Lord of Journey's End?
Truth be told, I just came here because I knew that you were in the canyon before. You were in the canyon with purpose.
Just visiting old friends, then.
Yeah.
Well, you're welcome to the resources of the community. This is my garden. I find I hate doing it myself, but the results are amazing. Food just grows out of the ground. Can you believe it? Shocked me the first time I saw it happen.
Caldyn chuckles, like, audibly. Yes, I'm aware.
It's amazing.
Considering he is a grow-up that you didn't believe the results of when I first told you.
Yeah, no, that's real. Food, it just grows out of the frickin' ground, man. Can you believe it?
Oh yeah.
He says, honestly, most of the people in the interior are just taking their lives for granted. Once I figured out I could do it, it didn't matter how unpleasant it was. I make so much money at the market from these good vegetables.
Most of my money is coming from goat cheese.
Good. Plenty of cheese around here, but we could always use more. A servant approaches from outside the garden, carrying a tray with a few mugs of what appears to be milk. And he says, yes, kumis, would you like some? I find I can't put the stuff down.
Kumis?
Kumis, fermented sheep's milk.
Alright. I wasn't sure if he was referring to someone else, to me as some title that he came up with, or to the drink.
The drink, yeah. Please have some. I just can't stop having the stuff. It's delicious in every way.
Is it alcoholic?
Yes, like a weak beer, I'm told. Although I can't palate beer or wine, it's disgusting to my tongue. But there may be something in the drinking of alcohol, I've been finding. Kumis, by the way, is slightly sour and tangy, with a gentle effervescence.
Caldyn is going to decline. Sorry, but I don't drink.
Understood. I once took that exact position. So, you are looking to regularly do trade with Journey's End, I imagine?
I'm not sure how regularly, but possibly. It'll depend on if I have the free time to come here.
Time is one thing I've found we all have seldom little of. Precious little of.
It's going to take me another 3 or so days to get back.
Right.
And it's often difficult to find the free time for 6 days without nothing. Or without work.
Well, I've done a lot of thinking about it, and considering that everything was indeed a misunderstanding, the walls of Journey's End, such as they are always open to your caravans.
Thank you.
I'm willing to do good business with the canyon and their folks if you're willing to do good business with us.
I am.
And of course, accept that an ogre runs the town.
Well,
You are, of course, welcome to stay in the guest house outside of the manor tonight, free of charge. It's always good to have an emissary of another community around.
oh,
Otherwise, you're free to the lay of the community.
I will.
Wonderful.
And, perhaps later tonight, I would, like to speak to you a little more in private.
Of course. You're welcome to join me for dinner. I so seldom have intellectual conversation to keep me company. And with that, if you'll excuse me, I have a man to talk to about a pig. Pardon.
Alright.
And he steps away with his servant.
I'm gonna go do the shopping that the others requested.
Excellent. What sort of things are you looking for?
All this just wanted a identify pearl and a revivify diamond.
Roll an investigation.
Ooh.
You can find a pearl, you cannot find a diamond.
Alright.
Yup.
So that's gonna be 10 platinum down. Okay, so I have.
Yup.
Alright. And unfortunately, those are the only things that people actually got back to me about.
So Caldyn's just out here like, alright, getting a pearl and trading my wares and then I'm done.
So I've asked everyone in the party. I even asked how, but you never responded. But that was also before the fight.
Yeah, because Pow wouldn't have yeah.
But so I've asked everyone.
Yup.
And I've only gotten a response of 2 items from Aldous.
Well, you snooze, you lose, we suppose, right?
Yeah.
That's what people get for not being communicative. So, Aldous was the one that's like, yeah, I need this stuff, and you're like, aye, dog, I'll get it for it if it's there, and there you go. You need to lay down. Lay down, baby. Lay down. There you go, girl. Yep. The community is pretty welcoming to you. They like your cheese. They like seeing you. Things are going well.
Alright.
If you have nothing more, we can skip to the night section.
Yes.
I
don't have numbers on what else I would be able to sell. So we can't really roleplay any of that selling. But yeah.
Oh, that's fine. Yeah, since most of it is just base goods and stuff, it's pretty easy peasy straight across stuff that doesn't need oration. No problem. As you are invited into Barog's manor, you are led to his library, where he sits on an oversized and somewhat clumsily constructed chair in the center of the library and reads a book entitled On Basic Gardening, Volume 3.
Sorry, Shy. My
No problem.
brother is trying to talk to me.
Yep.
Because he'll get pissed when he's doing something important, but walking in on me, that's just fine. Anyway, sorry. So there's a chair, shoddily constructed, after that, I kind of lost you.
He's sitting in the middle of a library, well-stocked, reading a book entitled Introduction to Gardening, Volume 3. Or Basic Gardening, Volume 3.
Ah.
He has a glass of fermented milk next to him.
So you're studying gardening.
Yes, welcome, Caldyn. Sorry, I get lost in the words sometimes. I find reading is very relaxing to the mind and good for practical knowledge. Thank you for coming. Dinner is getting ready right now. You wanted to speak to me about something, though.
Well, seeing that you're studying, actually, real quick, before I say that.
Yeah.
The books from Mountain Home, would any of them be, would any of them have been somewhat related to this?
Couple, probably.
Alright.
You don't have the books with you.
I don't, but I can offer to transcribe them.
You could. So, roleplay it out.
We, so you're studying gardening. We found some books. A couple of them are related to gardening.
Really?
Yeah, they're in a tongue that you probably wouldn't speak, but I could transcribe them for you.
That is quite a tempting offer. How much were you considering?
Would Caldyn happen to know the page count offhand?
100 to 300.
100 to 300, and that would turn into, oh god.
Approaching the actual expense of books in the medieval ages and why they cost so much more.
How much? Do you remember how much pages he could do?
That'd probably either be in the price guide or the other one. Alright, average writing speed of a proficient writer, 100 characters per minute. Average book page size, so large, 900 words per page, 100 pages per novel. And, 100 characters per minute. So the average novel length is roughly 90,000 words at 5-ish characters per word. We'll work on writing it down for you later, but suffice to say that it's a lofty amount of time.
What was the pages per hour?
One moment. Let's do some quick math here real quick. If we have 900 times 5 divided by 100, so 45 minutes to write a page?
Interesting. Okay, so 45 minutes per page, and there was 45 divided by 60, or 60 times, and you said 300, 225. 100 is 75. Okay.
If we're doing that correct, like. But we think we are. 45 minutes per page.
You said it was, well, the transcription process is quite labor intensive.
The
maximum that it would be in cost is about 275.
I'm afraid
hang on. I think it might actually be 375. No, it's 275. 275 gold.
I'm afraid I am not exactly rich enough to spend that much money yet on a simple book unless it is extremely fancy. He smiles at you and raises his glass a little bit and drinks from it.
Extremely fancy, you say?
Yes, extremely fancy. Is it a magical gardening book you're transcribing? Forgive me, my understanding of trade is very limited, but that is a lot of money.
And books are quite expensive.
Very, it seems. Although I've gotten most of mine second-hand, if you will.
Yeah, I imagine. Imagine most of your stuff is secondhand.
Quite. Perhaps we can talk about it a little bit more over dinner, he says, as a servant comes into the room and rings a bell.
Perhaps.
Wonderful. One of the scrofas, we only have 2 females now, gave birth the other day, and one of the piglets didn't make it, so that's what we'll be having tonight. Tender and delicious.
I see.
As you go into the main dining hall with a long table, Barag sits, of course, at the end in the Lord's chair, but invites you to sit close to him, as he and several other officials under his office come and sit down, also at the sides of the table. Out from the kitchen comes a large piglet that doesn't have much hair or anything like that, and it is cut into quickly and portioned out amongst people. He raises a glass and says, "A toast to our new friends," and I'm so sorry, what did you say the settlement was called?
Did we ever come up with a name? I don't think we did.
Nope. And at this point, all of the people have gone off to their own settlements.
Well. I guess at this point it's my own settlement, because I'm coming... Actually, well...
I mean, this is your chance. This is your chance to just sweep in and be like, oh yeah, yes, it's your friends at my town.
It is... Oh, hang on. I need to find the name that I sent you, because you never actually wrote that onto the map. Higher up. Sorry, what was the question he asked? It was
a toast to our friends, and I'm so sorry. What is the name of your settlement again? I'm afraid I never got it.
Eliseth Astari of Crypt Canyon.
Ah, wonderful. A toast to the people of Eliseth Astari of Crypt Canyon. Our new trading partners, hopefully. Everybody raises their glasses and drinks. The drinks are, again, kumis.
Caldyn...
You're beginning to see a theme.
Yeah, Caldyn will have declined kumis and instead, if not gotten water, will have poured himself water from his decanter.
Right. All right.
Since the ogre seems to have understood that he's not a fan of drinking.
So the toast is done. The food is presented. There are many delightful vegetables to be eaten right from the gardens outside. And the pig is even particularly well done.
Nice.
Yep. Guy seems to... He's kind of living his best life, Before he was kind of a little shabby, but now he's growing his hair in a little bit. There's nothing in the way of bald spots anymore. He's wearing a shirt. He's living his best life.
I imagine.
Dare you say it? He even looks happy.
Oh.
And as you're eating, he turns to you and he says, "So you transcribe books, though. Do you work in the paper, parchment, papyrus industry by chance? I'm always looking for things to write my notes down on."
I do make parchment.
Ah, wonderful. We should definitely set up some kind of agreement for that. I need thousands of pages in the next couple of years.
Oh.
Not only just to write my extensive journals, which I can't seem to go to sleep at night without doing, but more importantly, I plan to do some writing myself. I'm not sure about what yet, maybe just my travels, but I'm sure that I could bring something to the world of academia and society.
Perhaps. I could definitely make some parchment for you the next time I come.
Excellent.
If out of character, if I sold all of my parchment this round, like if I actually brought parchment and sold it all, I would say I brought parchment this time, but I wasn't aware that you would be interested in buying it, and I sold it all.
Oh, gracious. Next time, as much as you've got. Also, we're pretty sure you didn't sell any of your parchment, just your cheese.
Well, I said that I wasn't sure how much I would be bringing.
Oh, okay, fair enough. Yeah, that's true. All right. Yeah, so, yes, I need as much of it as you can get. The town does not have a flourishing parchment industry. Here and there, of course, but it's low grade and doesn't last for the writing of proper laws and records. And I find myself more and more every day concerned with where the money is coming and going.
As is a ruler right to do.
Indeed. So, what say you to 1,000 sheets of parchment next time you come?
1,000 sheets of parchment. That should be an easy order to fill.
Well, then 10,000.
Now that might start to be a problem in terms of volume, but wait, I could probably do it.
10,000 it is then. On our next meeting, the people of... Jeez, we can't remember the name. The people of Elaseth Asari will bring all of the parchment, and we shall feast for it.
Okay, so he doesn't have the 275 gold for a book.
100-page book.
Was it a 100-page book?
Yeah.
You said 100 to 300.
Yeah, but no. He needs to write stuff.
Yes, but like he doesn't have the 275 gold for a book. But he does have the...
For one book.
So, hang on. So you said 10,000 things of parchment.
10,000 sheets of parchment, yes. Which would be 1,000 gold.
Yeah. That's
he has money. He has money. He doesn't have the money to just go spending 300 gold on a single book.
Fair enough. But alright.
He's a pragmatic man. He's already got a library of books he hasn't read through yet. He can wait. He's patient.
He can wait. Fair enough. Alright. Next time, all the parchment I can fit in my bags of holding.
Excellent. And I shall finally have something to maintain my time at night. I do hope that the pig is to your liking. The Scrofas tend to make better meat than the average pig.
How is the meat?
It's succulent, delicious, tender. You're almost certain that the Scrofa piglet never got time to harden up, if you know what I mean.
The meat is quite delicious.
Thank you, thank you. My chefs, or the old lord's chefs, quite skilled at what they did. Sadly, not a terribly diverse menu, though, but I've grown to like a bit of sheep and pork on every day.
Let me tell you a not diverse menu.
Huh?
Our primary source of food is cheese.
Well, at some point, maybe we should start trading some food back and forth. The cheese industry here is good, but it doesn't produce giant logs and wheels all the time. We can always use more food.
We have some meat from what I pull in from my hunts, but that's it. Then
We'll see what we can do.
We try and trade some of our cheese with I don't suppose you remember the little rabbit that was in the fight?
Oh. I remember the Stormbringer.
Yeah, her people make some. They do some farming. We try and trade our cheese with them.
Of course. Well, that was in the past, and we'll do good business together in the future, hopefully.
Yes, indeed.
Good. In the meantime, you have room and food in your community?
I mean, the canyon has lots of room.
I'd like to propose I send a liaison to your community. This, Aeliseth... Sorry?
Yes, that's how you pronounce it.
I'm so sorry. Names, so difficult for me to understand these days. We barely used to have two-syllable names back in... before I became smarter.
You would run out syllables really quickly, wouldn't you?
You'd be surprised. Ogres in a state of nature don't tend to survive long enough to become terribly differentiated from another anyway.
I see.
Ugh, grog, thug, oomph, blah, krog, you know. They're not a terribly innovative people.
Fair enough.
One day, though, I might be able to bring them out of the barbarism. One day, as you have read in my journal, I'm sure, I hope to found some sort of ogre society.
Well, I wish you luck in that endeavor.
Thank you. I've reached out to the inland nations, but sadly all I've seen in return is the head of one of my messengers. He was a human.
That's somewhat impressive.
Yes, well, unfortunate news, but we shall recover, and we shall learn how to become self-sufficient, alongside the rest of the communities in the frontier. Already we've peeled back the once troublesome forest and made more farmland.
I saw. And your people seem to have remembered me.
Well, you were only here a couple of months ago, and you did the community a good turn back then.
I was talking the ogres.
Oh. Well, yes, it's difficult to forget, even for their small brains. At the very least, they'll hopefully behave themselves. I've told them that as long as they work, they will be well fed. And so far, that has maintained the peace.
Seems to be working. You guys
It does,
have
doesn't it?
done quite a bit.
Thank you. I find myself holding a bit of pride when I look outside and see the trees fall away from the community a little bit farther. Keeps the wolves out.
As you should. The only thing that's really pushed back the trees are my goats.
They will find it difficult to get through the heavier things. You'll have to chop them down from there. Fortunately, my people are strong enough to really help the big ones, and it's provided a glut of lumber. Although nobody out here really needs lumber, it seems. So we just have miles and miles of giant brown piles.
Well, I don't suppose you remember the green-skinned one from
Yes.
He had me grow nothing but cannabis for the past 2-ish months, 2.5.
Caldyn would probably just call it hemp.
Hemp?
Hemp, yeah.
And he has had me grow nothing but hemp for the past 2.5 months.
And how's that going for you?
Quite prosperous, if slightly useless.
Well, sometimes we get ahead of ourselves with plans.
He is paying the wages of my people. I'm not going to question what he's going to do with the mountain of fibrous plant that he has accumulated. But the 10% commission that I've been taking of it, as per him and I's agreement, is being fed to my weavers, and they are working quite well.
Indeed. The community doesn't have much light cloth, if you want to sell fabric at some later date. I'm sure the market would be amenable.
Ooh. I like the sound of that.
Well, we don't grow linen here, or cotton. It's not particularly suited to either one of them, so all we have is wool, and it gets itchy.
Would Caldyn know if the hemp is a little more coarse than wool or not?
Hemp can be very comfortable.
The hemp cloth that my weavers are making is quite comfortable.
Wonderful. Then it's agreed. We'll arrange with each other next time. And I'll send a liaison when you go back tomorrow to stay in your community at Elisethasari.
Yeah. Would you be able to send the liaison on his own? Because my horse travels considerably faster than a regular horse. And
how about I send a small trading party then?
Go right ahead.
Excellent. I'll send one of my chargers and a team of 5.
All right. My biggest concern is that I'm needed back there very soon.
Of course. Feel free to take your leave whenever, and there will be a package waiting for you at the stable shed outside of the walls.
I see.
Yes. I'll have it prepared in the morning. Thank you so much for your generous business, and I hope to see you again. What was it, Caldyn?
Yes, it was Caldyn.
Excellent. See you soon. Or rather, he would probably tell you to have a good night, because that was in the evening. Yep.
Caldyn, no last name given.
Nope, no need. Most people in this day and age don't have last names, so it's not like a big thing. Caldyn's not a noble or anything, but he is part of major clans, so he might. Anyway, in the morning...
Well, he does have a last name. He just doesn't tell anyone that.
Right. So, in the morning, you end up going to the opening shed, the mail shed, as it were, at the front, and for once, there's a dude behind it, behind the table there. He doesn't look like he's particularly jazzed at being at work, though. And he hands you a particularly large package that's about 50 pounds or so. And it's wrapped up tight with, cloth and stuff like that.
You see.
Yep. Square, like a box.
Interesting.
If you look inside the cloth, it's a box. Wooden box. Like a crate,
Well, Caldyn, how big is it?
It's like it's a crate. It's like 2.5 feet to any given side or what have you, like 2.5 feet.
Okay.
Yeah.
That should be able to fit in a bag of holding.
You can probably, it'll be fine. Yeah. No, it'll fit. However big it is, it is big enough to fit. But yeah, it's a crate. It's a real deal, actual crate. And as you lift it up, it jingles around a little bit.
Sting.
Yep.
A metallic jingle, I take it?
No, a glassy jingle.
Ooh. Okay, be careful with it then.
Well, probably smart, yeah.
So I suppose it'd actually be more of a clink than a jingle.
Yeah, clinking. Yeah, that's the proper word. Thank you. Thanks for setting us straight on that one. Yeah. You get a clinking noise inside. You put it away. It's pretty easy. It's good. Your journey back to Crypt Canyon is uneventful. As you pass by Chichen Itza, nothing's really changed. Just a couple days gone by. You're welcome to stay in the community if you like for a night.
Would it be around the time that I would be stopping?
We'll say sure.
Then I will stay in the community.
Sure. Pay 2 silver to stay in. One moment. Pay 2 silver to stay in one of the gathering huts.
All right.
Excellent.
Silver is paid.
You are able to get yourself a nice and actually extremely comfortable hammock in the back of one of the hunting huts next to a pile of spears.
Lovely.
Yes. So you even feel safe while you're there because you got spears next to you.
Well, there's no time that Caldyn wouldn't feel safe.
Right.
Because unlike a fighter or even I suppose Aldous, Caldyn doesn't need armor.
That's true.
He needs an action and a bonus action.
Right. So you sleep over. You leave at an appropriate time. Once again, the Republic of Chichen Itza is totally fine. It's good. They're putting their stuff together. They wave goodbye to you. Everything's cool. You get back a couple days later. The community is it's not a community. It's several different communities, but your community is just fine, and they're excited to see that you came back. When you
hasn't burned it down yet.
Nope, nobody has burned anything down yet. It's all okay. As you take out the crate and look inside, you find 50 bottles of kumis and a letter from Barag saying, I know you don't drink, but hopefully some of the rest of your community can appreciate this drink as much as I have.
Do we have an upcoming feast?
That's entirely for you to say, but we believe it's like half of the celebrations of the year are in October, so yeah.
Well, in that case, we're gonna keep this.
Sweet.
I'm gonna try and keep it a rough secret.
Do it. Keep it a secret.
Okay, so we're gonna add that to Caldyn's secondary inventory, the one he's not carrying.
Cool.
Okay, so crate of kumis. And how do you spell that? Coomis.
Kumis.
Alright. Got the last half right.
It's about 3% alcohol content by volume.
I'm just gonna say 1 crate, 50 pounds. I'm sure you're gonna know just how many drinks there are in there.
We'll go to that later, because we do, as a matter of fact, know how much it weighs after a quick bit of math, but we'll tell you that later.
Yep.
Yeah, so that pretty much covers today's session and what we had. It was not supposed to be a really big rousing session. It was just supposed to show you Chicha Itza is there, Barag is the Lord of Journey's End. Things are good. Seems like you got yourself a little bit of a trade deal off of it, so all is well.
I was tempted to ask the Oni to a friendly duel, but I decided against it.
Probably wouldn't have agreed to it anyway. He's not a fighty guy.
Evidently.
Well, you knew that from his journals, at least.
Yeah.
So yeah. Hope everybody liked what they saw here. We're gonna end the session now. Hope you don't mind, Flicker.
Yeah.
Yep. If you liked what you saw, like, subscribe, comment, blah blah blah, all that good stuff. Flicker, feel free to say goodbye.
Bye.
Have a great day, everybody. Stay safe, stay healthy, stay inside, and remember to help each other. Bye.